Jordan used to wake up blitzed with possibility. He'd lie in bed for a moment, eyes still shut, picturing the downtown studio, the late-night skyline, the sneakers tidy in their neon-lit cubbies, everything he'd scripted in his journal ritual. At 6 a.m. sharp, he would sit upright and breathe it in. And then by noon, the whole vision felt like wet tissue. Somewhere between the commute, the push notifications, and a string of half-baked small talk, the voltage inside him leaked out. Days rolled into months like that. Jordan wasn't lazy, he wasn't confused. He'd built mood boards, mantras, even a playlist that goosebumped him every time. Yet the apartment application got lost. The freelance gigs ghosted, and the savings he kept aside for a deposit somehow evaporated on micro-expenses he never remembered approving. Worse, every time he mentioned the dream to a certain friend group, he'd walk away with that drained sensation as if he'd run a marathon in mud shoes. He started to wonder if the universe had stamped a big red "denied" on his file. He questioned the affirmations, the gratitude journal, the guided visualizations. On paper, everything looked perfect, but inside, static. One February night, he stood in the shower and found himself whispering, "Why does it feel like someone keeps siphoning the fuel right out of my tank?" In that steamy silence, a single phrase floated up: "Energy vampires." And man, it chilled him harder than the cold rinse. Jordan Googled the term, expecting cartoon cliches, and instead discovered a low-key epidemic. Not literal caped figures skulking in alleyways, but real people, often close, who measured friendship in kilowatts stolen. The co-worker constantly catastrophizing, the cousin dropping dire predictions on every plan, the nice acquaintance fishing for gossip like it's oxygen. The deeper Jordan read, the more pins dropped in his memory. Every conversation replayed like CCTV, the eye roll subtle as an eyelid twitch when he talked about his studio, the sideways compliment, "Must be nice to dream that big," that lodged splinters in his confidence, individually harmless, collectively lethal. He realized he was the battery, they were the charger set permanently to drain. Here's where it got gritty. Awareness alone didn't fix it. He tried classic boundaries, shorter calls, fewer hangouts, but the fatigue stayed. He tried shielding meditations, they helped, but only until the next lunch break rant from his desk neighbor. He even tested raw silence, saying nothing about his goals for 2 whole weeks. Still, the minute he opened his mouth to celebrate a small win, someone would lace the air with a doubtful hum. It was like setting a dinner table only to watch invisible hands snuff out every candle before dessert. Mid-spring, Jordan ran a brutal experiment. For 30 days, he kept his manifestations sealed. No posts, no casual mentions, 0 leaks. He tracked his mood, energy spikes, even the color of his dreams on sticky notes. Meanwhile, he bathed his focus in high-signal content, biographies of people who guarded their vision like state secrets, audiobooks on neural pathways, podcasts dissecting momentum. By week 3, something weird and wonderful happened. He got a random referral to a design client who paid up front. The client's office, 2 blocks from the very building he'd circled on Zillow. Coincidence? Maybe. But the pattern repeated. The landlord of that studio returned his call, this time eager to fill the spot. He wasn't shouting any of this from rooftops. In fact, he barely whispered it to himself. The less he broadcast, the faster the pieces assembled. He felt like a kid in a magic shop discovering the trick cards actually work when no one's yanking them out of your hands. Still, questions gnawed. Was silence the only defense? Hide every hope under lock and key forever? That felt lonely, almost paranoid. Jordan wanted to share, just not hemorrhage vitality doing it. So he kept digging. He interviewed mentors, therapists, even a barista who moonlighted as a hypnotherapist. Patterns emerged like constellations. Energy vampires thrive on open circuits. Give them access before your idea has roots, and they feast. Wait until the roots run deep, and their bite hits bark, not sap. One mentor told him, "Dreams are embryos. You don't post sonograms on day one, you let the cells divide in peace." Another, more blunt, said, "Talk less, do more. Show receipts." Jordan wrote those lines on a sticky note shaped like a coffin lid, because that's where loose talk about unborn goals ought to go. He started classifying people, chargers, neutrals, and vampires. Chargers left him buzzing even after a 5-minute chat. Neutrals kept energy flat. Vampires? He could spot them by the way his shoulders tightened before their name even lit his phone. Implementing the system was messy. He had to ghost a group chat that was 90% sarcasm, 10% meme therapy. He learned the graceful dodge. That's still in development. I'll share when it's concrete. He practiced redirecting. When a vampire fished for details, he tossed them a different topic like a chew toy. He refined what psychologists call selective disclosure, drip-feeding only what served momentum, holding the rest close. And most radically, he curated a micro-tribe, 3 people tops, who embodied constructive curiosity. They challenged him, but never punctured. They asked, "How can I help?" instead of, "Are you sure?" By autumn, Jordan had keys in hand, sneakers in neon cubbies, and a studio window that framed the city like an IMAX screen. He caught himself one night leaning against the sill, watching cars glow down below, realizing the entire timeline accelerated the moment he fortified his perimeter. That's when it clicked. Manifestation isn't just vision plus action, it's vision plus action minus leakage. It's sealing the hull before you sail, because even a yacht sinks if the little holes stay open. Now, here's the straight, no BS playbook Jordan distilled, the one you've been waiting for. First, audit your circle. Track how each interaction feels in your nervous system. The gut never lies. If someone consistently leaves you drained, label them. You're not judging their soul, you're judging their effect. Second, institute a 90% rule. Keep 90% of your developing goal private until one tangible milestone is locked, contract signed, deposit paid, prototype built. Then share selectively, beginning with charges. Third, practice energetic bookkeeping. Start the day by stating, not scrolling, the outcome you're forging. End the day by recording evidence that it's materializing, however small. This reinforces that you, not the vampires, authorize withdrawals from your energy account. Fourth, deploy ritualized resets, walks, breathwork, cold showers, anytime you feel the telltale fog after contact with a drainer. Flush them out before they calcify. Fifth, upgrade your language. Swap "I'm trying" for "I'm building," trade "I hope" for "I've decided." Vampires sniff uncertainty like hounds. Decisive language starves them. None of this requires sage smoke or moon water, though go ahead if that boosts belief. The real alchemy is disciplined attention. Where attention flows, creation grows. Where attention leaks, dreams dehydrate. Jordan learned that every harmless vent session can be a pinhole in the vision balloon. Every skeptical eyebrow, a slow-motion sabotage. Integrity isn't just morality, it's containment, the art of keeping inner fire from flickering in cold drafts. So as you watch this, ask yourself, Who holds the siphon on your battery? What projects are wobbling because too many eyes peered in before the paint dried? And here's a challenge. Drop a comment naming one boundary you're setting this week to guard your manifestation. Make it public so we can keep you accountable, and maybe, just maybe, flip a few vampires into neutrals by modeling energetic respect. Jordan's story isn't unusual. It's a whisper pattern baked into every coffee shop, every open plan office, every family dinner where a dreamer shows up hungry. The world has more than enough pessimists volunteering as unpaid consultants on your limitations. Your job is simple. Stop giving them the microphone to narrate your story. Zip the jacket around your vision until its heartbeat is strong enough to walk on its own. Then unveil on your terms. That's how you starve the energy vampires and feast on the future you scripted in ink, long before anybody else believed it could breathe.